My name is Maddie Meister, and I'm analyzing the Season 7 premiere of The Walking Dead, and whether or not it's too violent to be on the screen, or my position on that violence, whether or not the network goes too far. So I think, to preface, The Walking Dead is increasingly and unapologetically known for being brutal and gory and violent. And while this specific episode, and the death scene in particular, is just brutal, it doesn't change the underlying fact that it's always been that way throughout the show. So I used to be a big fan of the show. I watched the first 5 seasons as they aired, and the gore doesn't usually bother me, but this scene definitely kind of made my stomach turn. I don't know that AMC has a higher rated show than The Walking Dead. I think I watch a fair amount of TV, and I've never heard of another popular show coming out of the network than this one, and I stopped watching because it was just consistent gore and violence, and the same thing, zombie-filled, death-filled show, and it's kind of like, what do you keep watching it for if it's just the same thing over and over? And I imagine that other viewers probably stopped watching for the same reasons. This may have been kind of an attempt by AMC to get The Walking Dead back into the mouths of viewers and back into the imaginations, and I think the controversy comes from, 1, killing off some main characters, and 2, just this brutal scene that would bother, if not just a little bit, any kind of like sensible human being. And this may have been AMC's attempt to kind of stir up some controversy. So if they wanted to get people's attention, then that's what they did, and they did it well. But when it comes to the idea of whether or not the scene went too far, I'd say probably so. But at the same time, that's why people watch The Walking Dead, because it's notorious for being this way, for being death-filled and just so gory, and that's why people like it. It tests boundaries, and it's notorious for that. So if I worked for the network, I may have suggested some cuts, but I'd also like to think that there are competent people in place to do that job, and they had a reason for writing, producing, and airing the show as it is. So I would choose to see it from that angle, that there's a reason it is the way that it is, and to choose to see it from that intention.